Hi and welcome to Evenings with Anne. Thank you for joining me. Well, yesterday I shared part of Naomi's story of loss, how she left her hometown happy and full of life, but returned more than 10 years later, bereft and completely hopeless. When she returned home, she told the people to stop calling her Naomi, which means pleasant, and instead call her Mara, which means bitter. Everything she'd cherished in life had ended. She was lost in a sea of nothingness and despair. Yet she came back with a kind and loving daughter-in-law, Ruth, and they arrived at the start of the barley harvest. We are meant to notice this. Harvest, of course, is a time for gathering and reaping the bounty of what's been sown and come to fruition. It stands in stark contrast to Naomi's life. She'd left full of life and excitement, while there was a famine and lack in her hometown. She'd returned bereft and despairing when her people enjoyed abundance and plenty. We are meant to see the ebb and flow of the seasons, how a low tide on one shore is high tide on another. Like the book of Ecclesiastes, it's a reminder that there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the sun. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to tear down and a time to rebuild. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance, and so forth. Mention of the barley harvest lets us know that when we come to the end of ourselves, there is still hope and the promise of new beginnings. Jesus spoke this truth when he said, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted." What I find interesting about Naomi's story is that even when she felt her loss the most, she made choices to change her situation for the better. She returned to her hometown so she could have her basic needs met, where family and friends shared her cultural values and her faith. She encouraged her daughters-in-law to make choices that gave them good futures, but accepted Ruth's ongoing friendship and support. Once back home, she continued to make proactive choices to improve hers and Ruth's situation. The net result of Naomi's actions was that Ruth met and married a caring, generous and well-respected man who welcomed Naomi into their home. She became a grandma and cared for Ruth's son called Obed. You'll find the full story in the book of Ruth in the Bible. Now, Obed's descendants, by the way, included the great King David of Israel, as well as Jesus Christ, the Son of God. Now, I don't think Naomi ever stopped feeling the losses of her husband and her children. But importantly, she responded to her losses in ways that led to a fulfilling, albeit different kind of life. I leave you now with a prayer by David Adam. O Lord, give us yourself above all things. It is in your coming alone that we are enriched. It is in your coming that your true gifts come. Come, Lord, that we may share the gifts of your presence. Come, Lord, with healing for the past. Come and calm our memories. Come with joy for the present. Come and give life to our existence. Come, Lord, with hope for the future. Come and give us a sense of eternity. Come with strength for our wills. Come with power for our thoughts. Come with love in our heart. Come and give affection to our being. Come, Lord, give yourself above all things and help us to give ourselves to you. Amen.